Just want to say, you and Jace and the dev team do a tremendous job. If it weren't for Satisfactory to distract me from the monotony of a dissertation last year, I would have finished. So thank you. Glad you like the game. That goes for anyone. Whenever people send me like nice messages about the game, I get a little bit emotional. But I'm glad that people like that what we do. I know there's definitely an amount of people that don't like the work that me and Jace do, but but you know, most people are super kind and super nice, and I'm glad that, you know, what we're doing is what people like, essentially. I'm glad that we do something in the right direction. Can I send you a nice message about our time together? If it's safe for work. Wait, no. That doesn't incriminate me at all. Yeah, sure, Chris. Shit, wait, did I say too much? God, oh no! It's a bit, guys, don't worry about it. Or is it? No. Anyways. I'm sorry, I read this comment wrong. Someone wrote like, we love this game, as if like, but we don't like you and Jace. Oh shit, dude. The incriminates you. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Even people say nasty things wouldn't bother if they weren't emotionally invested in the game. I think some people definitely say stuff without like being invested in things as well, you know? Because there's always gonna be someone like, oh, Epic Store, whatever, I don't care about Satisfactory, bullshit, you guys suck, blah, you know? But one thing that, what's his name? It's gonna come to me. It's like a sneeze. Chris. The dude from No Man's Sky. He said in a talk like that he did at, I think it was a TED talk actually, or maybe it wasn't. It might have been a GTC talk. Sean Murray, that's the one. He said that like at the you know, when they got like all that hate as to like how poorly they communicated, you know, how they wanted to run the game, he was sort of like stressed out about that. But then he sort of started listening to the people that are actually playing the game. It's like the majority of all the negativity came from people that actually weren't invested in the game, didn't own the game and stuff like that. So once they started listening to like their community itself, they got actually a lot of positive stuff said about the game. And by focusing on like, but what are the people saying that are good, and like listening to their feedback, you know, that's how they made that comeback story essentially. Because they focused on just like the people that are around them that are actually invested in the game and do want the best for the game, you know. And I think that definitely, even though we haven't had like really, you know, we definitely haven't had the same, you know, Satisfactory has been positive response since pretty much day one. Like nobody really has said anything too majorly bad about the game. It's just mostly that like when we were exclusive, whatever, blah blah blah. Anyways, that is definitely something that I think about a lot, where it's important to remember like who is invested in what you do, and like those are the people where you should trust those people more. You can still listen to the haters, but to a certain extent, but you want to listen to the people that actually are invested and care about the game, you know. And those are the type of people that will show up on stream and stuff like that, because you guys are always super positive and stuff. Yeah, we definitely. It's so hard. It's so hard to It's so hard to be like, how do I phrase this? It's so wild for me to be on this side of things, of like when people are like sharing misinformation and stuff like that, or like making shit up about you. Like when people are saying like, I can't think of an example right now, but it's so wild when people are coming up with stuff about how like, oh no, but you only went Epic exclusive because blah, and we actually know the truth, you know, we were the ones that made the decision. So while being on this side of this, because we can be like, no, that's not true, and then someone reads that like, they could just be lying. Like, it's so hard to sometimes convince people, because you're never going to be able to convince everyone. And, you know, from our point of view, we are always thinking about, like, how can we make the best game possibly? Because we do believe that if you make a really good game, the sales will come from that, right? And maybe that's not entirely true, like 100% true for everything, because I do think, you know, there's a certain amount of luck, there's a certain amount of like how you also market it, and I mean a huge amount of how you market it actually. But, you know, for the most part, like the core principle we have when we're working on the game is that the game needs to be good, and if the game is good, then much will follow after, right? So that's what we're making most of our decisions around, right? And then we have like community side, how do we make people happy? But you know, if we've just focused on like doing everything that was on the QA side or everything that people wanted on Steam forums or whatever, it would be a kind of weird game, you know? It would be sort of a mishmash of everything. So like, there's a certain amount of like trust between us and everyone playing the game. So like, you know, you guys sort of have to trust that we do want what's best for the game, and that, you know, the decisions we make, you know, even though maybe they don't make sense for everyone, because there's a lot of different people that want different things out of the game. We try to accommodate as many as we can, but, you know, can't please everyone essentially. And we really do try to make as good as a game as possible. So yes, that was a long rant about nothing. Game is giving me sanity through some really difficult times this year. I'm glad to hear. I've always... did Tim Sweeney pay you to say that? Exactly. Like, how? You can never know. You'll never know. Maybe Tim Sweeney does. Maybe Tim Sweeney is on my paycheck, or wait, the other way around? Yeah, whatever. But honestly, like, I am speaking from like, it is true that like when me and Jace are talking about stuff, we're mostly talking, you know, from ourselves as people, rather than like our corporation is explaining things to you in the way that we think you want to hear, right? We want to make a cool game. Obviously, we want to be able to sustain ourselves making this game. So obviously sales do matter. We live in a capitalistic society, right? So there's no getting around that. But I think, you know, at the core, our studio really focuses on just what is best for the game. Anyways, just love reading just random like golf sucks in the middle of every, like, all the endearing messages I see. That's so funny. Is it? No, it's not. It used to be Epic exclusive. The game is on Steam and Humble Bundle as well. But at the start, when we launched the game, we were Epic exclusive, and yeah. So that's actually a good example, because we were Epic exclusive because we got such a good deal with Epic, right? Like, they pretty much like said, like, here's a bunch of money, and just up front, no. Apart from us being Epic exclusive, right? But like, and that really helped the game too, I think. Like, the fact that we were so successful in the Epic Game Store, I think, helped the game become popular as well, I think. And then people were like, because we didn't decide that we would, I can't remember exactly what the deal was, but I think most people get that offer where like you're exclusive for at least a year, and then there's an offer to like renew it or whatever. And I think we always decided like, okay, we'll see what happens after a year. Maybe we'll stay on Epic, or maybe we'll go on Steam or whatever. And we sort of decided like a month after that deal was over. But a lot of people took it as like, why didn't you say anything about getting out of the Epic exclusivity deal? And we were just like, because we hadn't decided at that point. And that's one of the things where like people make up conspiracy theories about how like, no, they just want to make money and lie to everyone and blah, blah, blah. And it's so wild being on this side of that conversation, because we know what's true, but us saying on a public forum like, no, but this is our opinion, right? It's so wild to me, and it's so hard to like explain that to people, because even the notion of explaining it, you know, is confusing.